Welcome back everyone to Thursday's video. I make a new video for you every Tuesday and Thursday, teaching families just like you how to raise financially astute children. In this episode, a money mistake is not the problem. What happens in the 10 minutes after it is discovered, that's the actual problem. Or the actual opportunity, depending entirely on what you do next. But before I go on, this video is for parents that want to give their kids a jump start on their financial future and teaching that lasts, even when they're all grown up. So, your child has made a money mistake, lost it, spent it on the wrong thing, broken a plan that you built together. Tuesday's video covered what to say in that first conversation. This video is what comes after. The recovery framework that turns a single mistake into a durable habit of financial responsibility, instead of a moment that gets buried and repeated. After 8 years watching children in my classroom make real money mistakes with real consequences, I know exactly what separates the mistake that becomes a lesson from the mistake that just becomes a memory. And it comes down to what happens in the days that follow, not just the conversation itself. So the mistake isn't the problem. What happens in the next 10 minutes is. But not for you. Let's say what happens in the next 10 minutes could be. So why do most money mistakes teach nothing? For most children, they teach nothing simply because the conversation happens, maybe even a good one, using Tuesday's framework. And then everyone moves on. But there's no follow-up, no structural change. The exact same conditions that created the mistake are still in place next week. So the same mistake happens again. And this time it looks like the child didn't learn anything, when really, nothing about the situation changed. This is not a character failure in your child. It's a systems failure in the recovery. Let me explain. A single good conversation is necessary, but it is not sufficient. Responsibility isn't built in the conversation. It's built in what changes afterward. So remember that. A single good conversation is necessary, but it's not enough. Good parenting is continuous. So here's the 4-step recovery framework I've watched work consistently at every age from 7 to 15. Remember, the words may change depending on age, circumstances, but the framework is the same. So, again in my way, let's go through the steps. Step 1, separate the mistake from the identity, out loud, more than once. You made a mistake with money. You are not bad with money. And you can say this again a day or two later, almost in passing. Not as a big moment, just a small repeated signal that the mistake is not who they are. Step 2, rebuild the system, not just the resolve. If the money went missing because it lived in a loose pocket, like it lived loose in a pocket, the fix is a coin purse, not a promise to be more careful. If a savings goal was rated on impulse, the fix is moving savings somewhere slightly less accessible. Not stronger willpower, and not a speech about it. Willpower is unreliable. Structure is not. And this is the same principle from the savings goal video 2 weeks ago. Structure beats willpower every time. Step 3, give them a small, fast opportunity to practice the fix. Don't wait for the next big test of responsibility that's 3 months away. Find something small and low stakes in the next few days. might be carrying the money to pay for something, managing a small amount for an errand. Where the new system, it gets used almost immediately. Recent repeated practice is what actually rewires the habit. And this is the strategy that teachers use regularly. Spaced repetition is the core of good teaching. Step 4, name the recovery when it happens. When the new system works, when the money makes it home safely, or when the impulse is resisted, you say so specifically. You used your coin purse and nothing got lost. That's the system working. Be sure this is said encouragingly, not in an I told you so tone. And this is the moment that actually builds the responsibility, not the mistake, not even the conversation, the successful repeat. So the fix, it isn't a promise to be more careful. The fix needs to be a system that doesn't rely on willpower. Then you might say, sometimes the same mistake repeats 2 or 3 times, depending on the circumstances, or despite the conversation and the new system. Here's what that usually means. And it's rarely what we as parents assume. First, check whether the system genuinely changed, or whether it was just discussed. A conversation about being more careful is not a system. If nothing physically changed about how the money is carried or stored or accessed, the mistake will recur. That's not a discipline problem. That's an unfinished fix. And second, check the stakes. If the amount is really trivial to the child, there's no real incentive to change behavior. And sometimes the money needs to matter a bit more, tied to something that the child's actually saving towards, before the consequence has enough weight to drive a change. Third, if it keeps happening, despite a real system and real stakes, well, that's useful information about this particular child's current stage of development. It's not a discipline failure. Some children need more scaffolding for longer. That's not a problem to fix quickly. That's just where they are right now, and it will change. Again, I've enjoyed putting this video together, and I'd love to hear from you. What has this video brought up for you? Let me know in the comments below. Or visit our Facebook group. Pop your comments in there and start a conversation. Well, now it's time for your question. If and when your child's money mistake repeated, what actually turned it around? Was it a system change, higher stakes, or just time and maturity? Your real examples are the best data I get for future videos. Drop them below or start a conversation in our Facebook community. Again, the link is in the description below. If you've made it this far in the video, I consider you an Adventure Club mate. If you got value from being here today, please hit the like button, subscribe, and if you haven't already, share with anyone you think would also benefit. Until next time, I'll see you in the next episode, Tuesday and Thursday, every week.